So I thought it was about time that we come back to Hunting Sim 2, and I was really wanting to get back out here on the Europe map because there's a lot of deer species that we haven't even seen, and even the ones we have, I think roe deer are the only ones we actually got a mature one of, so I really wanted to just kind of focus on them and see if we can get anything good for the lodge. I think that should be a fallow deer, and it might actually be a good one. Let's get the dog to stay just in case. I couldn't tell, and there is no fallow deer collar. There's a red deer collar. I think that might be the only one, or maybe a boar collar as well. But we're not going to be able to bring these guys in, so we'll have to kind of sneak over there. But that one actually looked good. We're finally getting into an area where there's apparently a lot of stuff, but I definitely want to get a better look at them. And they're kind of scooting over there across. We're going to have to try to speed up a little bit. Okay, yeah, that front one is definitely bigger, and he knows we're here. We actually got that. I really didn't think that was going to work, but I don't know what else we were supposed to do. Like, we were going to end up spooking him. And, like, in this kind of map where it's so thick, it would have been tough as soon as he got into those trees to ever see him again. So I'm just glad that we could get kind of a back in the neck, probably brain shot in there. And I mean, he looks really solid. He's super wide. Still want to make sure that we're letting Jax get trained up if he can find him. Should be able to find him any moment now. And let's see, is this actually mature? Because it's definitely a good looking one. It's just an adult, actually. Man, that looks really, really huge. I can't imagine how much bigger they get. And we know this other one that was smaller, so we're going to probably ignore that. That was actually a decent start. That's one of the animals I wanted to see. At least there's something out in this field. We're going to have to switch guns here. And we do have a mature red fox mounted already. But we'll take another one. The main reason that I'm going up this way is I kind of expect there to be a campsite like somewhere up here. And I was hoping to kind of come across it. I would expect it to be like out in an open area like this though. Like maybe not just out in the wide open, but certainly not in the forest where you can't really find it easily. So I'm not sure if that's something we're going to be able to really do or not, because we're getting up pretty close to the top corner. So we'll probably try going down just kind of that general direction and see what we're into going that way. I thought that was a red fox. That's another roe deer. I mean, we do have a mature one. I'm actually not sure what they get for credits, though. I know we killed a couple last time, but I really can't even remember if they were decent, but I mean, we might as well take it. I managed to find, by the way, the one campsite we already had, just kind of going back down through here, so maybe there's actually not another one up on this side. I know that turned red, but we must have hit him too far back, because he might have just now went down. Go figure, it was another mature one. So actually, I'll have to check my spreadsheet and see what we have for a score for a roe deer, because this guy actually could be bigger, but way far back. Kind of intestine. It was only 170 meters, so it's not like he would have moved that far. But I guess we should have let him a little more. But yeah, I guess we'll just continue all the way down, like, to this bottom edge and see what's going on down that way. Does that actually work? Because I had the idea to just kind of start hitting collars. Just because I remember the elk calling we did last time actually was pretty effective. So I wonder, that's another one calling. I don't even know what they are. It might be red deer. Oh, Sika deer. I don't know that we actually got any of those last time. And now I'm starting to wonder if maybe like the deer collar just works for everything. Because I'm not even sure what they responded to. That one's pretty little, so we'll see if the other one comes this way. Oh, it definitely is too. Yeah, he's much better. That might be a mature one. I think that's like the bigger rack for those kind of animals. Let's see if we can get a shot in, maybe once he actually gets out past that tree. Just so it's nice and open. Oh, is he gonna turn? I just don't want him to see us. Because we're not like hidden or anything. I think we can go prone. That might actually help. And this is making me want to really try bow hunting. Because seeing that you can call animals in and actually be pretty effective with it, I've seen some videos of it and it kind of looks cool, so that might be something we do at some point, but for the moment I kind of want to just continue learning about this stuff. Where did he actually get to? Okay, he's right there. So maybe if we crouch up again. I mean, I can see him. What about here? Alright, finally. I wouldn't have minded getting a shot at the other one, but it's probably well out of our view. So we'll let Jax come down here and find him, because again, I want to make sure we get all the skills, but that actually looks like a good one. Alright. It's an adult one. We're getting some good-sized stuff, but it's just not quite into the age class we're looking for, but hard shot at 50 meters, that's not bad. And I don't know what, like, how effective the bows are at 50 meters, like whatever range we need to get them to. But that's really got me thinking that's something we're going to do pretty soon. I think it does work. That could be a roe deer or a red deer, I think, based on the symbol. And they probably are different. I just don't actually know what the difference is. Now, the red deer do have their own collar, so I'd kind of expect that to be a roe deer. But also, I'm not really sure the Sika deer responded to the deer collar. I can't even remember what I used, so let's just kind of lay here and do a bit of calling and see what happens. Oh, whatever it is getting close fast. Let's stick with the deer collar then, because that whatever that is coming straight in. I have to think it's going to be a roe deer. It's got to be like just out of sight there. It is a roe deer, and it is going to be another buck. So once it actually gets through the brush there, he doesn't look bad. I think that's probably the same size as the other ones. Every time, somehow they seem to not insta-drop, even though they're the smallest deer that we're shooting. We'll get Jax with us and go get him. That's given me a couple of different perspectives. Number one is, I think there's a lot more animals out here than I realized. Because just simply hitting that call a couple of times, the animals keep responding. And then the other is, I actually think bow hunting might be a really viable and effective method of hunting, because the gunshots are spooking everything. That's another mature roe deer. Game does not like us today. At least maybe we can make an improvement on what we have in the lodge, but yeah, I really want to try bow hunting, and I wonder if we'd see, like, you know, way more animals, because we're not taking those gunshots and potentially spooking stuff off that's nearby. There is something. I think I must have called that in, because I hit the predator color. That fox is coming straight this way. The reason that I was hitting the predator color is there's actually wolves on this map, and I haven't even seen them, and I wanted to see if they'd maybe respond, so I'm also wondering maybe if it doesn't even generate a response as consistently as I was kind of getting the impression from, like, those last couple of deer. Because I have no idea where that fox came from. I never saw it, like, hitting the call, and then it just sort of came trotting into view. This is really getting interesting. It's another young one, but I really never bothered with calling before. It just didn't seem like it was all that useful, but I think it might be, like, the tactic, and probably everybody else that plays the game knows that, but somehow that managed to escape me. But again, hitting the collar, and right away, there's a deer up there. I think it was probably another roe deer, but still. Oh, it's a red deer this time. So that's interesting, he responded. Let's not let the dog get too close. So I wonder if the responses are more general, but then to actually bring him in, we might need the actual red deer collar. But we're going to get nice and low here and just kind of see what happens. I want to see how close we'll get to just, you know, laying prone here like this. Okay, he's starting to spook there. We'll probably have to make a decent fleeing shot. Oh, that was unfortunate. I believe that would have been another red deer that just sounded off right when we took that shot. If I can remember, it would have been somewhere up there. Is that? Oh, that's the dead animal thing. I forgot. I saw that in the settings. I can't remember if I even mentioned that in the video. I think I did. There's like a little dead animal marker that you can actually turn on in the settings. But yeah, animals don't tend to spook for long as far as I can tell, so we may go and check that out. Now, he may have spooked because the wind was bad. He may have spooked because I was moving. But I was trying to get to a position where I could actually get a shot because of the way the hill was. But yeah, I mean, obviously young for that red deer. But I want to kind of go over in this direction. We'll kind of just hit the red deer collar here and there and see if that other one shows up, because I'd like to get a like, mature one, obviously, but I also want to see what happens with spooked animals and calling. Okay, so this dropped fruit is green, and something that keeps happening is the tracks will be going in one direction, and I'm kind of going along calling, tracking it, and it turns and then just goes in the other direction. So I'm going to get in this stand and just try calling and seeing what happens, because I don't know what the range of the colors is. It might actually be further than what you can hear animals respond at. It almost seems that way. So let's just kind of see. If we just call a bit, and we'll probably do the deer color as well in case there's other things in the area. I wonder if things are going to end up coming to this location. I've been calling for a while, and there's just nothing happening, so I guess maybe once they spook, it actually is a lot more difficult to get them, so that's something we'll be careful about. But I think it's probably time we start worrying about something else, because we probably spent the last 30 minutes chasing that red deer. How the heck? It's tiny. I have no idea how we got that close to that. Like, almost never, when I'm just running around, do animals end up like that close fleeing. That's kind of random. I'm kind of glad I didn't claim him, because I wanted the dog to get over here first. But I seriously don't have a clue how he actually managed that. But, I mean, I guess for the credits, we'll take that. I don't think that would be a roe deer. I mean, it could have been. But I wonder if that was another red deer. It's responding right away, but I can hear it. And it sounds more like what the red deer sounded like. We're just in a terrible place to try to do this. Man, it sounds like a red deer, but it's right there. It was. It's a little bit bigger, too. Let's see if we can get, like, out in the open. I'm kind of surprised we got a good shot in there. It might have been intestines, but it'll bring them down, and at least it's better than the tiny little, basically, spike we got before, and maybe Jax can get a little bit of expertise out of it. Oh, it actually went down right there, so maybe we made, like, a really solid hit on him? But I do think, like, looking at that and comparing it with the Sika deer that we shot, it almost has to be, like, adult at best. Because surely a red deer would get bigger, but he should be finding that any second. And that one is adult, so not bad. And made a long shot as well, so pretty happy with that part. But I'm definitely thinking, I don't know if water actually has anything to do with it, or maybe it's the fact that it's like kind of a border that animals can't get across. But when I got away from the water tracking the red deer before, all that would happen is I would run around, I would call, and I would get no responses, and eventually I'd get those tracks that were going like two different directions. But staying near the water, pretty consistently hitting calls, the animals are responding. Those almost have to be Sika deer. I was just calling from that tower. I'm not sure if it was just like out of their range, but I was getting no responses. Got out and hit the call, and they're calling back immediately, but I mean, they're close enough now. I want to get up there and see if it works, because I really haven't shot anything out of the towers other than, I think, maybe like a coyote or something last time and that tutorial animal. So like actually calling something in, I want to see how it does. Okay, that's a good one. So I'm kind of glad I backed up. That guy's little. I mean, it could actually be like the mature kind of trophy Sika deer we're waiting on. And he's starting to spook. So that was the question that I was getting ready to ask. And kind of was going to see how close he would get. I don't have any wind items. I've only got collars, because I really don't worry about the wind that much. That's probably 70 meters or so. I'm not sure if there's any really good cues, like there's no particles in the air right now that we can really tell. But I wonder if that's the reason he spooked at that range, because I would think the towers would hide you, you know, at least closer to bow range. But that's actually a good looking deer. I kind of like the face on that specifically. Need to hit the right button, but it looks nice. And that's a mature one, so we finally got something that isn't a roe deer that we can actually keep for the lodge, and it's really all due to calling. I probably would have spooked that if it wasn't for kind of learning how calls work, and eventually maybe I'll learn how the controls work to change the camera around, but that's actually good. We got something that I was looking for. I'm kind of glad to see that's a roe deer we have coming in, because we've only got one 30-06 round left, and I'd like to maybe save it for something more interesting. And all the red deer we're seeing so far have been pretty little, so I mean, if it's a big one, of course we're going to use the 30-06, but we might kind of ignore anything small unless we can shoot it with the 243. But that actually completed our roe deer license, so that was good, so we can have a fresh one for next time. I think we have the recipient of our last 30-06 round, because I'm pretty sure the 243 is not ethical for these guys. And I do want to get a trophy wild boar, especially just to see them in the lodge. So, I don't really know, like, there's not much to really go off by that, but since the brain shot was there, I figure we'll just take that. And I mean, we have the 243, gray wolf, and maybe things like Sika deer. Nah, that's going to be even too big for the 243, so mostly we're looking for wolves, and that might be it that we can actually still shoot on this map. That's an adult one, so not quite what we're after, unfortunately. But we don't have too far, actually, like, at all, to the cabin, so that was pretty decent timing. And I think that's going to end up being it. So I did check. Our roe deer was 128, so if one of the roe deer is better than that, we're going to keep that. And then we have the Sika deer to keep. And I think everything else is going to be stuff we're selling. See, we have these 0 score ones, though. That's what keeps happening. I have no idea whether they're better or not. That guy's 128 as well, so I'm going to guess that's a pretty good score, the one we have. And I think the only thing we're going to be keeping, then, is going to be the Sika deer, which I don't think it's that one. Would it be? No, it's this one. He's 201, so him we're going to keep. And then we can go ahead and just sell the rest of them. And I do want to go back and see what he looks like in the lodge. That's actually one of the plaques that I wanted to fill. I just like that area, and then we're starting to kind of fill that side with the ducks and the sheep and stuff. So that's actually pretty cool to see. I like that, but yeah. Next time we might experiment more with the calling. I'm not sure actually which map I want to go to, but we'll kind of have to see what colors we have and what we're missing and kind of go from there. We might go back to Texas, though, because it's actually been a couple of episodes since we've done that, and maybe we can get like a better looking whitetail, especially now with that knowledge that the colors are so effective. We might be able to get one that has like the normal skin and still scores as high, so we'll have to see. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.